Hey Pisces, what we're going to be seeing in your June Practically Soulful reading is that sometimes in life we can't just dust over the top. Sometimes we need to really get to the crux of the matter, yeah? How freeing does it feel when we give our homes a truly good spring clean, or when we are moving home, you know? The floors had never looked so clean, the walls had never been so tidy. That's what June is offering you, to truly get to the heart of the matter of that thing, you know. And I feel in many ways it's about living life with absolutely no regrets, so that we are free of the baggage of yesterday, so that we can say that we've truly forgiven, we've truly released, and we are ready to commit again. So stay tuned and find out a little bit more. But the themes are empathy, regret, and most importantly, love. Welcome Pisces, my name is Ali from Indigo Ascension. You can find out a little bit more about the work that I do on my Facebook page and my website, and you'll find those links in the description box below. I'm primarily a intuitive energy healer and reader. This channel is dedicated to empaths, intuitives and sensitives, those that may identify that they're on an awakening journey or path. Now, the monthly videos are structured around grounding down all that higher wisdom into the very practical realities that we find ourselves in. That is the structure that I am intending with these monthly Practically Soulful readings. The intention obviously is to connect you to your inner wisdom, your higher knowing, your soul path, whatever the case may be. How to best maximize how that energy manifests in the everyday realities we find ourselves in the jobs we go to, the relationships we're having, the careers we're exploring, whatever the case may be. I do realize that there is quite a lot of energy in June, so bear with me. I have a feeling these are going to be quite in-depth depending on which star sign I'm connecting into. Now, we have 2 eclipses in the month of June. I just want to do a cosmic recap for you. The first being a full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, and the other being a solar eclipse in Cancer. So June the 5th is the lunar eclipse in Sag, and the solar eclipse in Cancer is on the 26th. Now, these themes are very much about love, hate, freedom and restriction, okay? We're always working to embody the energies of these planets and also the zodiacs when we're working with planetary placements, eclipses, or whatever the case may be. The key significance of this first lunar eclipse, it actually launches this Sagittarius ecliptical cycle that they will be leading with Gemini now. For the last 2 years, Cancer and Capricorn have been leading the eclipse cycle, okay? So for the last 2.5 years, our solar and lunar eclipses have been in either Capricorn or Cancer. This is the nodes that we've been working with, okay? The North and South node. Now this switches. We have a distinct changing of the guard, okay, in June. Now you're going to notice a distinct changing of the guard metaphorically in many ways, Pisces. Not only are we experiencing this nodal shift, this ecliptical cycle shift from Cancer Capricorn to Sagittarius Gemini, but we are now also experiencing solstice, which offers us that changing of the guards. In order to truly embrace genuine change with a full heart, with a full knowing, clear of the past, we must really get to the crux. We must stir up the pond water, if you like. That is the gift of the retrogrades. By the time we hit mid-month, we're going to have 5 planets in retrograde. No, sorry, by the time we hit the 10th, we're going to have 5 planets in retrograde. If you've already watched, if you haven't seen it already, check out your May monthly readings, your May reading for the final 2 weeks. I did a recap on the 4 planets that are currently in retrograde. We've got Venus, Jupiter, Pluto, and also Saturn. I talked quite extensively about that in all of the readings. We're now adding Mercury to the mix, okay? So if we're not, with Mercury going retrograde, it's about reviewing the past, okay? The past times we have not spoken up, spoken our truth. That's why it's a communication thing. That's why we struggle with communication, because perhaps we're not being authentic. And we're rushing things, you know. I say this in all of my meditation classes. Now, there's nothing to be scared of when it comes to retrogrades. I think they are vital. They're essential to connecting us to authenticity. We're so used to playing a role, putting on a mask, saying that we're okay when we're not, whatever the case may be, not speaking our truth, putting down our boundaries. Name your vice. As empaths, it is vital that we connect into this raw warrior energy, if you like. It's not about disturbance and causing drama, but it's about speaking calmly and from the center of our wisdom, which is our strength, you know. There's going to be big themes of, you know, love versus hate, freedom versus restriction. And that is there to gift us as a reminder, hey guys, remember what you were learning in May thanks to these planetary retrogrades? Here's showtime. Here's an opportunity, a situation, a conversation where you get to act on what it is that you want. Because thought, prayer, and meditation is great in all Pisces, but it is action. It is action that counts in the eyes of the universe, okay? Have I covered all the cosmos? Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, Mercury retrograde, and solstice. It's huge. And we're kicking off Cancer season at the end of the month. With the solar eclipse in Cancer on the 26th, the Venus retrograde also ends on the 26th, I should say. With the solar eclipse on the 21st, which is the same day as solstice. Now, it's in Cancer. Guys, if we have not learned to speak our truth, to put down our boundaries, to start those routines, habits, whatever the case may be when it comes to nurture and self-love, then we're going to get a big kick in the bum, because that's what the last 2 years have been about. How are we mothering ourselves when it comes to nurturing your goals, your dreams, your choices? We are so comfortable in holding ourselves back, yeah? As parents, we wouldn't want the same for our children. We speak quite the opposite. This has been the gift of Cancer Cancer being in the North Node. We're truly focused on that energy of home, nurture, self-nurture, how others have been nurturing or not, how energy vibrates to a harmonic resonance to us or not. You know, we're really looking at the relationships and connections in our life that have been nurturing or otherwise. And what are the situations in my life nurturing? You know, for better or worse. We'll see what comes up in your reading, my lovely Pisces. This is your first time to the channel. What I do is a energy cross that can also be divided then into 4 quadrants. In my healing work, I work with the 5 levels of being. Now, we are more than just a physical body. We are also an emotional body. We are a thought body. We are an energy body, and we are a soul. Those themes may come up to see how you're integrating, balancing all those multidimensional aspects of yourself. Underneath all this, Pisces, is the energy of regret. So perhaps during the month of June, you really are releasing. This is about no regrets. The cosmos is going to provide recipes and ideal climates for us to truly move forward. You know, truly identify where we feel restricted, where we feel free, how much we are fueled by the energy of hate, anger, fear, whatever the case may be, or how much we are fueled by love. We are eclipsing old versions of ourselves, old ways of living, loving, the rules we live by, the deeper drives and fears that we may have, our understanding of love and connection and intimacy. There is so much going on that I could obviously talk all day about it. But perhaps the saddest thing of all is if we ask ourselves, would I live in regret if I did not do, insert your thing. That thing, Pisces, that thing is gifting you this month with a sense of balance, okay? You can bring structures, the rules, regulations, the responsibilities that you have to abide by. You can bring everything into balance, because your main goal, the energy that is inviting you to ground yourself in, is love. And I can say that as a cliche, okay? But you truly, on many levels, you want to truly love your routine, love the path that you're on, love the connections in your life. And I feel I'm connecting to Pisces that are doing like dusting and cleaning and tweaking this month. Now, maybe there's honest conversations. You say, hey, you know what? I know we've been in this routine and this relationship for a very long time now, but I actually have always wanted us to do our dinner routine this way. Like, why are we always doing this? Why are we talking to each other like that? I want to love where I plant my feet every day, I want to stand waking up every morning knowing I love the path I'm on because I know the day I'm going to have, because I love the choices I've been making. I want to ground myself in love when I come home because I feel surrounded by love in my life. That just delights me. Who am I to shine so bright? I was reading a Marianne Williamson quote for another reading a few days ago. Like this, we deserve to experience this in its highest vibration, Pisces. I know my videos are a little bit sad when it comes to you guys being able to see the cards, so I will make a conscious effort to bring them up, but I want you to meditate on it. I want you to meditate. More importantly, this is how I connect into the cards. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I connect into the sacred geometry, Pisces, of the card. Just get rid of that light. So if you can see that sacred geometry there. I connect to the practice of seeing the good in all things. If you're not loving every single aspect of your life, the people you are talking to, the work you are doing, the colleagues that are up, all of this energy is either fueling you or deflating you. That's why I'm connecting into Pisces that are like, you know what, I am done with this, I'm done with that, I'm doing energetically, when we do a massive clear out at home, it clears up space. Because if we're feeling uncertain, if we're feeling confused, if we are feeling stagnant somewhat, Pisces, doing a big clean, that is something we can control. Yeah? As human beings, we want to control because we don't want to feel uncertain. We want to know what the future is going to look like. What we can control is this moment here and now. I can control my emotions, I can control my thoughts, I can control what's in front of me, okay? The decisions I'm making. So if we are experiencing energy that makes us feel imbalanced, because you've got this, the balance is your goal this month, but you don't get me wrong, this is more important because I feel very much this is the time for you to truly ground into love in a balanced, authentic way, Pisces. When you say, I love my job, do you mean it? When you say, I'm happy at home, do you mean it? Yeah? It's about you truly grounding down into this love. And the gift this month is the gift of balance and balancing elements that have felt like they have been out of balance. And they probably don't even cause you, too much grief. It's just this existence that's there because that's just how life is what I'm picking up on for a lot of the Pisces I'm connecting into. But there's this deeper energy trying to call it. It's the energy of regret. It's the choices that you aren't making because you're feeling like you need to be practical. It's the conversations you haven't had because you just don't want to stir the pot, perhaps. There's this energy of regret that is enticing and inviting, and it will not leave you alone no matter how much you try to put a lid on normalcy, is what I keep hearing. Adversity has taught you a lot, Pisces, in the past. In many ways, maybe you just had to do an eat, sleep, repeat, or action the crises as they arose, and you were putting out fires and making decisions, and all of a sudden here we are. Am I loving my journey? Am I loving my path? Am I loving who I'm with? Do I love what I do? Can I genuinely say I am happy? Eclipses allow us to eclipse even the parts of ourselves that do not let us be ourselves. because the more we I'm feeling this suppression energy, Pisces. I'm not like, and it's like you will deal with the energy, and perhaps even the best way to deal with the energy is not directly, because I can feel there's something here that some Pisces do not want to deal with directly. And so when we don't deal with things directly, you know, we start to get a bit irritated because someone's left their boots at the door again, and really, but there's a bigger issue at play. You know, we're not feeling respected in our connection because we're not communicating correctly, or whatever the case may be. You know, I'm feeling like there's an energy that hasn't been directly addressed, and that is trying to make its way to the surface no matter how much you try to push it down. And you are already feeling it. And I see you dealing with this indirectly by tackling some cleaning, tackling some, and you know, it is within those things when we're doing home renovations or focusing on something else where we're cleaning and clearing together, that it naturally invites those conversations we've wanted to have too, Pisces, is what I'm picking up on. Let's see what the tarot wants to say, because I see here there's been big goals, big adversities, big challenges that you've just had to action. I feel this strongly. There's a Pisces that's connected into another. This big vision, big picture stuff. Am I truly balanced and grounded and loving my path, loving my choices, loving who I'm with, loving where I'm at in life? Do I genuinely feel balanced and grounded in that knowing? Because there's a call for empathy here. And I'm interested to see how that might flow out, you know. As empaths, as intuitives, as sensitives, we well and truly know what empathy is about. But you know what, we sometimes forget to be empathic with self. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Is there something in the past that you have perhaps just put down to adversity, or, you know, laughed it off even, or not even? I feel like there's a purposeful distraction for some Pisces, as they have purposely distracted themselves. But this is the big question, the big ticket for you this month. Okay? It is this. And it is about being empathic with self so that we can truly be empathic with another. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. There's this energy of needing to forgive self, forgive another, because there's this niggling energy that wants to be addressed. It's asking for your focus, Pisces. I do want to see what the tarot wants to say. The Knight of Cups is an offer of love. What am I offering my cup to? What am I investing into? What cup will you take as your offer? Okay, so the 4 quadrants, I can't remember if I mentioned that at the start of the reading. I also incorporate the tarot to identify what I call the 4 quadrants. It might talk more about those 5 levels and bodies within self, okay? It might talk more about the 4 weeks of the month, so we'll see how the energy plays out. I do see here I'm connecting into an individual that, you know, this might be your partner, okay, male or female. This is the King of Pentacles, so an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but this is a commitment, all right? So underneath all of this is in relation to a commitment, a leveling up, a marriage, okay? And there might have been issues where we were sort of trying to make head-heart decisions, all right? Let's see where the energy wants to take us. I do see here there's this non-committal in and out energy. Now that can mean anything. That status, that energy is about to shift, and for a lot of Pisces that I'm connecting into, you're wanting it to level up in some regard. Now, if this connection is only new, if this chapter of your life is only new, you're wanting strong clarity. The Knight, it is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is non-committal. You're wanting to remain autonomous in some regard. You want your finances to remain autonomous in some regard. You're wanting to get clear on non-committal energy when it comes to someone that feels like they want to be single. Now, if this is a connection, a marriage, then, you know, there might have been issues here in the past where we're wanting some clarity on, are we staying in this, or are we going forward together. The retrograde energies are very much about, and definitely when we have been in isolation and in lockdown, it has been the perfect recipe for really identifying the true dynamics of where our connection is now, no matter how long we've been together. I feel I'm connecting into Pisces that have been experiencing some non-committal energy in their life. Okay, this is an in and out energy. You could even be experiencing this when it comes to your finances, your career, or taking your self-sufficiency to the next level. So that could apply to you really putting yourself out there in your business. Maybe you've been floating your business on the side, and practically speaking, we just get the 9-to-5 stuff, and that's just how things are done, and that's safety and security. This non-committal energy to my autonomy. Okay, I'm needing clarity on. So take what frequency resonates for you, Pisces. If this is happening within your marriage, this is happening within your new relationship, your new connection, if this is you and your relationship to your career path or business path, okay? Strong clarity. So I do want to say for the Pisces that I'm connecting into, there is strong clarity on a path of what feels like self-sufficiency for you, as we kick off this month, and that is definitely the gift of June. Because play that out with the eclipses, play that out with the energy. I'm loving my little side gig, but I'm hating that I don't make enough money to call it a salary, and I'm needing to do this job that I friggin' hate. Work it out how it works for you. Love and hate theme when it comes to this Sagittarius eclipse. If there have been concerns or issues in a marriage or a connection where there was non-committal or a back and forth flighty energy. Why can't I pick these cards up? I've just dropped my daughter's unicorn cards. If there's been, I've dropped something. What was dropped, Pisces? That someone was uncertain about committing to. Something was dropped. There's going to be clarity here for you, okay? Wanting to drop something. All right, so take that however it resonates. But when we have eclipses, make no mistake, we are eclipsing. We're eclipsing an energy. We're eclipsing a reality. At our will and choosing, it's important to honor the voices and the wisdoms that are trying to come up and down, so that we're acting and using these perfect recipes of energy to our most highest benefit. It's not about stuff happening to us. Sure, if we keep repressing and ignoring, then stuff unfolds naturally in these potent energies when the cosmos activates them for us. There's definitely a head-heart decision here, and an apology that's perhaps even going to take quite a lot of courage for someone. Okay, in relation to those that I'm picking up on, that might be experiencing imbalance in their love relationships. Yeah? Those that have experienced adversity and the challenges of the path of love, connection, and needing to bring into balance both of us so we can come into balance as a unit. Leo season, a Leo might be relevant, or Leo season in August, okay? The Page of Cups is essentially an apology. It is also an offer for a new beginning of some form. No matter how long we have been together, Pisces, there is a new beginning and a wanting to apologize, a wanting to express a desire for a new emotional beginning when it comes to divine love. The lovers are ruled by Gemini, and Venus is going retrograde in Gemini. Now that ends on June the 26th. So by the end of the month, we're going to truly get clear in many ways. You are getting clear, Pisces. We're truly getting clear in many ways how we are when we are on our own, when we are autonomous, okay? And how we are in partnership. Sometimes that's two very different versions of ourselves, Pisces. But we're getting clear on divine love, this head and heart decision. Have I spent too much of my time, my life, making these decisions that are logic and from the head, when truly my heart's trying to speak to me this month? Do we follow one or the other? No, we follow both. Follow our heart, but take our heads with us, yeah? That takes a lot of courage. to shift careers, or to take up a path that, you know, that might go against the grain when it comes to what society deems as safe and normal and what our family might want for us, or whatever the case may be. It takes a lot of courage, you know, to truly follow our heart sometimes. It takes a lot of courage to say sorry. Can we start again? Apply it how it resonates, Pisces. I feel like I'm also connecting into Pisces that need to say sorry to themselves. Okay. Potent second week. I feel like it's a clean slate in an existing connection. I'm sorry. This courageous, I'm sorry, but can we get back to what we were used to, is what I'm feeling here. Because the first 2 weeks, the top part of the reading, you know, feels very disconnected. This feels like I can be in partnership, but I'm not really there. I'm not really there, Pisces. This is me wanting to get back to the way we used to be. Yeah? Getting clear on why I was never truly committed or 100% all in, and now I'm here, head and heart, is what I'm feeling, you know? I'm sorry for being distracted and focused on my business and my money, my work, my job. I'm here now. Okay, apply it how it resonates. Existing relationships, I'm feeling very strongly. I'm bringing into balance the love that we are. I'm bringing into balance the path we've taken. I see how I have regrets, Pisces. Okay. The Page of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. I feel like I'm connecting into Pisces that have really been weighing up whether to be practical or to be fun, to follow your heart and celebrate something. You know, there's a story thread here, guys. There is a story thread here that I'm feeling that with some of the Pisces I'm connecting into, there was some form of non-committal energy, whether that is infidelity, whether that is a brand new relationship that hadn't quite decided where to from here. I'm also picking up on relationships and connections that had experienced a distraction when it comes to a third party energy. Now that can be one spouse being so focused on their work that they don't even have time for romance, don't even have time, you know, we're ships in the night, just coming home for dinner and having a bit of an argument maybe, and then off we go, and we're busy living another life apart. And then we come home, you know, these lockdown laws, being in quarantine with family has forced many to truly get to know people they've perhaps been in connection with for a very long time. The way our society is, we spend up to 8 hours a day away from each other, even from our own children. And we're living this life and paying these bills for these people we love. I'm not saying you don't love them. I'm not saying I don't love mine. But it just seems ludicrous, you know. We spend all this time stressed to go to a job, to make the money, to buy that house, to pay for that house for these loved ones who we do not even connect to. And everyone comes home and spends time on their phone and their iPads and their extracurricular activities, or they're catching whatever. I feel like I'm connecting into a Pisces that has maximized the time in lockdown to true, and you will be in June. This theme continues. This is about connecting into the love that you are, the love that you have, to bring into balance how important this is for you. To not have regret for the love that's in our life. There's a massive wisdom that has been learned by some Pisces, you know, and will be learned about what is truly important. You know, this third party energy, like I said, it can be third-party energy and interference within a dynamic of two. And there's perhaps some balancing here that needs to happen through empathy and understanding and eventually forgiveness. There might be regret energy here. Okay, but take it however it resonates. Third-party energy can be how much we commit to a job. It could be the time it takes. It could be an influential family member or friend that is influencing our relationship, our connection in some way. Communication is wanted and can possibly be needed, but it may not happen, and that's the gift this month. And I feel in many ways it will stir conflict before it stirs harmony within you, Pisces. These themes of love and hate, freedom and restriction, arguing about the boots at the door when really underneath it's really about this, yeah, that stuff I was saying earlier. This is the gift of the eclipse season for you this month, is to have that genuine talk that you've perhaps been wanting to for a while. I'm also connecting in the realms of business and career. I'm connecting into Pisces that are watching and waiting their next step, before making their next step, I should say, towards what fulfillment feels like for them. Yes, there is conflict here, but the conflict is necessary. When we have the Emperor here next to conflict, it can be a control type energy, okay? So be wary of how we sort of exert our desire to control when we're afraid, because we want to control an outcome. We want to cause conflict because we're trying to be controlling. We're trying to be, and he's not balanced with anyone, okay? There's no Empress on the table here. That doesn't mean anything, but it's also like there's a very big risk of not being heard over another. Okay, whether that's you, whether that's another, because there's a call to empathy here in the future, to have empathy for the other. All right. And the way I'm interpreting these cards all together is that perhaps the Emperor is not being empathic, and instead he's more desirous of conflict for the sake of conflict. But there's a deeper conversation that wants to happen here. There is a gift. There's a star here. There is a blessing, a spiritual healing for you, Pisces. But I feel it's going to take the month to unfold. You're very active in your fire body, okay? So that could even translate to temper in many ways, okay? The things that do not sit right with you, the things that you're not addressing on those deeper levels, because you're trying to focus on the physical stuff, the material stuff, my routine with the kids, my routine at my job. I've got to get this dinner on. I haven't got, but deep inside you've been thinking and feeling it all. But I feel it's going to take probably the whole month before you address it. Maybe, my lovely Pisces, I'm feeling. Maybe an Aquarian is relevant. Maybe an Aries is relevant. Maybe an earth sign is relevant, strong Leo feature and Gemini feature. This is a story about the lovers. This is a story about a love connection that is important to you. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection or a marriage, okay? But there's a need here to develop some boundaries when it comes to, this is about boundaries within self, my love. This is about boundaries within self, because that long-term view is here, that long-term security, the one we want to commit to, the path I want to commit to when it comes to my career, my shift into entrepreneurship from security of running, you know, going to a full-time job every day, Pisces. You know, you're weighing up what to invest in. There's no more juggling, though, when it comes to the Two of Pentacles. Something can no longer be juggled, whether that's your truth and your choice to repress your truth. No more juggling in the realms of love. Now, when I saw third-party energy and mentioned maybe there is a big focus that one of you might have on career and money or the next goal, and there hasn't been much focus on the connection. There's no more juggling. It's about truly balancing this energy of love within your life. So that, you know, when it comes to connections, they're the ones that are the most important. Do we feel like they are exactly where they need to be so that I can then go off and be the best I can be? But I get it from a human perspective, you know, we tend to be, well, I want to be at this level first before I come to them with an offer of love. I need to be this kind of a man or this kind of a woman so that I am worthy of love, yeah? But it's about truly, you know, bringing a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. How are you holding back in many ways so that you aren't allowing yourself to experience the true depths of love that already exists in your life? I'm going to have to ask the question, if you died tomorrow, what would you focus your energy and time on today? And who would that be? It feels like that kind of energy, Pisces. There's a higher principle to a connection here. There are spiritual lessons that are wanting to be integrated and learned and ground down thanks to the Hierophant. You might be connecting into a Taurus. This might have been evident and raised within your awareness during Taurus season, which we are only just coming out of, aren't we? Yes. Taurus season at the end of April to the end of May has been quite a significant time for you in the emergence of this energy, but it hasn't been quite addressed. There's an Ace of Pentacles here. This is a commitment, a new career path, solidifying this marriage, you know, this remembrance of the energy of this connection, wanting to make a commitment to a new vibration for this relationship, making a commitment to this new pathway in my career. And commitment, you land the job, you land that next level. For someone that is applying for jobs or wanting to move themselves out of where they are, my God, these nails. I'm just so grateful the nail shops are open, but I can't pick up cards on a glass table. Ace of Swords, Ace of Coins, okay? Graduation, level up, promotion, that next level of your life. This is a sure thing. Okay, this is landing that job, landing that promotion, landing that next elevation of you and your career. This is commitment and when it comes to the realms of love. Commitment, a status change. Yeah? Recommitting to our original vows and what we had originally come into being for before we got distracted with life, bills, work. All the boring stuff that we've been able to review in many ways since being in lockdown. We are eclipsing, guys. We are eclipsing. I know I've said that 75,000 times in the video. So that you know exactly what you want to offer your heart to. Path, purpose, choice, career, everything, Pisces. So that you know with a full heart what you will invest in. When it comes to our emotions, when it comes to our thoughts, we invest wisely when we truly know who we are and what we want. We are no longer flighty and in and out thanks to the Knight of Wands. We know who we are. We know what we will and won't stand for. We know what we will no longer allow. This is about you getting clear on some boundaries. Someone's getting clear here. The Queen of Swords, she doesn't put up with anything. The minute an issue or conflict arises, she knows exactly how to handle it. Because she knows what she will and won't put up with, okay? She's been through the ringer. You cannot play this woman. Male or female, it's about getting honest. And there's only then that we are respected in her presence. Or by her presence, I should say. There's a beautiful new beginning here when it comes to career, when it comes to money, when it comes to what you are willing to commit to. The Eight of Coins is a choice to commit, a choice to take that relationship to the next level, a choice to reinvigorate this marriage and infuse it with the original love that we had committed to. This is a choice, a brand new beginning, and it's going to feel really scary sometimes and courageous, but it's going to take us to the heart of the matter. So that we can begin again, Pisces. And I'm seriously feeling these energy threads that when you do this within a connection, you naturally do this within your career path, your purpose. Okay? You're truly wanting to cut away and move away from a time of sleepless nights, anxiety and uncertainty. I don't see a heavy energy here. I do see like a last little hurrah. And when I say a last little hurrah, it's those same boots and shoes that some of us try and keep and carry when we're trying to control the circumstances of our environments because we want to feel safe. So naturally we're controlling other people. But that's just a fear reaction, yeah? The star is here. When the star shows up, it trumps everything. There is a blessing and a gift to whatever happened back in December, back in Aquarius season, okay? So January into February. And watch the growth that you can achieve, you know, as you move towards Aquarius season. The age of Aquarius is offering you this higher gift. And I feel like I'm connecting to Pisces at a lot. But truly knowing that it doesn't matter how long you've been together, doesn't matter how long you've been on your career path, you can truly elevate yourself, take yourself to that next level thanks to this age of Aquarius. And the reason some Pisces might subconsciously be feeling that is because you guys are surrendering that old path, that old way of doing things, that old energy, the age of Pisces. We have released that. Now is the time to connect into the age of Aquarius, and everything feels raw and new and uncertain because we're not. So we naturally fall into these paradigms where we're trying to control things. And when we're trying to control things, naturally conflict can happen. Okay? But this is about you surrendering all, you know, when I'm talking about the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius, this is about you surrendering all that no longer has a purpose. If you had a magic wand and you can have that ideal relationship and how that would look like, I get it. We have obligations, responsibilities, whatever, kids to raise. It's not a face, it's an essence. It's not a person, it's a feeling. Because love naturally evolves, yeah? It is always at the soul level. It is the energy that resonates with us, the souls that we connect to deeply. There's a reinvigoration and a promise of that for you this month. But it is truly time to eclipse these conflicting energies, Pisces. For a lot of us, for all of the zodiacs, okay? Love and fear, freedom and restriction. What are you wanting and ready to eclipse when it comes to love and bringing everything into balance? So that if tomorrow was your last day, what could you say you had no regrets on? All right, Pisces, have a beautiful month of June. Namaste. Thank you for watching. See you next time.